Okay, so I want to talk about the faces that are on the wall in relation to spiritual battles. I'm not talking about the Moses and co. I'm talking about the Ray, the Do, the Ray, the La on the wall. So the first face that appeared to me on the wall in my journey as a seer was that of the Jesus you see the Catholic portraying now. That image, many people say a lot of things about that image. Some people say that it's somebody's son, some people say no. The owner of that image is that man I saw on the wall. It was the first face that appeared to me on the wall. Those Caucasian, fair, has the beards, and then the long hair also. So I would, in this video, I would show the picture that I saw of the face on the wall in relation to what I can see now. The man had a body of a woman. He was putting on a bra that had pronounced breast.
Bombastic side eye. Criminal offensive side eye.
And when I was led, like I already explained how this thing works, the way the internet reads your mind, and when you are opening the internet, you are seeing what you are thinking about, or yes, that's most where those information comes to. When I see these images and I want me to know more about them, I go on the internet and I'm just seeing something, I'm reading something that is relating to what I'm seeing on the wall or in the clouds. So for this particular man, what I came across that day on the internet had to do with Nun, Nun. Now, Nun is not a coincidence that the Catholics also call their sisters Nun, because Nun is an Egyptian word, and Nun is an Egyptian word that means water of chaos. Nun is one of the Egyptian Ogdoad. In fact, that's the story of the Ogdoads are what you have in the Bible as Noah and the eight that was saved by water. That's just the Egyptian story of the Ogdoads, because there are also eight. So going back to Nun, the man with the pronounced breast, because how I got to know his Nun is because when I was reading about that particular aspect that has to do with Nun, they described him as a man with a woman's body. Now, these entities on the wall, they are androgynous. That means if you call them male, you're right. If you call them female, you're also right. Although some are, from what I can see, some are male, some are female. These are also the entities that you read in your Bible as the Adam creation, the Adamic creation. Adam is not one man. Adam is legion. That's why when you go to Genesis 5, you read that, and he called them Adam. Male and female, he created them. They are not two different species. Male and female is the man, male and female is the woman. And that's what births the LGBT community today. Because when you're male and when the female and the male in you is not balanced, that's what births. You start getting attracted to where you're not supposed to get attracted to. If the male in you is higher, if you are a woman and the male in you is higher than the female in you, you'll be attracted to a woman. So that's about the male and female created Adam and the Adam, their legion. So that Nun now is the water of chaos, the Egyptian water of chaos, and that's who many are bowing their heads to and bowing down to, and having the pictures in their houses. I told you that these entities can possess things also. So all those are pictures that you think are just ordinary, you can possess them, you can manifest through them. All your statue, all those things, you can manifest through things too. So where I'm going with this is, Nun is that face you see of the Jesus calling Jesus. I told you that Jesus is the ancestor of the whites. Go and honor your own ancestor. The L that I also talked about in my last video, L is the face you find during Christmas, the Father Christmas. Yes, that popular Father Christmas image. That's L, without the glasses. That's L. You find L in words like vowels. That's why they tell you that words have power. Words that you speak, whether you speak it or you sing it, you find L in vowel. In fact, vowel is two words together, vowel and L. You already know what vowel is. And your vowels are A, E, I, O, U. And those 5 letters can be used to name the L. That's why I told you in the last video that A-L is still L. E-L is L. I-L is L. O-L is L. U-L is L. You can use any of the vowels to name it. And these vowels are what they have inserted in alphabets that you now pronounce as words. That's why I find it very sad when people that are from other culture start training their children in only English language, like giving them death sentence. You're only training them in English language, you're not training them in your own language. You don't know what you're doing. You're only raising up your children with English language. I'm saying all this is because I'm going to where L manifests as illness. That's why you find his name also starting the word illness, I-L. I've also told you that your disease, your illness, all the illness, all your diseases can be attacks. Anything that comes out as spiritual, that attacks you spiritually, have medical terms. I've said it in the last video, one of my videos, that your mental health is when you want to connect spiritually, it has to do with the mental health, and the medical world have terms for all those: schizophrenia, bipolar, depression, all those things. They are spiritual manifestation. Spiritual manifestation have medical terms. If you think science is apart from religion, you don't know anything. Science and religion are two sides of the same coin, because it's the entity that are in charge of your religion, they're also the one in charge of your science. That's why if you look at the medical logo, you'll find the medical logo in the Bible. The serpent round the pole. That's what they told Moses to erect when serpents were biting people and they were looking up to serpents round the pole. That serpent round the pole is what you have as your medical logo. So they know these things. So it's you that is thinking that science is another word. Science is different from... No, science and religion are two sides of the same coin. If you think you're not religious and you're a scientist, you're still the same thing. Just don't know. So those illnesses, like I said, can be attacks. That's why if you're attacked, the doctor can heal you if the doctor knows what to use. Same way, if science attacks you, the spiritualist can heal you. It works both ways because it's still entities. The entities that are controlling both sides are still the same entities. So that's that about spiritual battles coming forth as illnesses. Now these entities, like I said, they also possess people. Like the last spiritual battle I had, it was teenagers that they sent. Just like when Ray appeared to me, when I saw all the faces on the wall, the Ray, the nun, the doe, and everybody appeared, and I went back to the wall, and none of them moved. None of them definitely would just be looking at me, but Ray moved. There was a day I went that Ray moved in very slow motion. He raised his head up. He was looking down at, those expression that all those gangsters used to give, that they raise their head up and be looking at you down. He raised his head up in that way. He looked at me, then he brought it down very slowly. Very, very slowly. He brought it down and then he looked straight at me.